The old hospital loomed over the town like a watchful specter. Its windows were vacant eyes, staring out at the world with a chilling emptiness. St. Mercy's. It had once been a place of healing, a beacon of hope. Now it stood as a desolate monument to forgotten suffering. The wind howled through the broken panes, whispering tales of misery and despair. The paint peeled from the walls like scabs from old wounds. The air hung heavy with the stench of decay and the ghosts of disinfectant. Nature was slowly reclaiming its territory, vines snaking up the crumbling facade, their tendrils like grasping claws. This was a place where even the sunlight feared to tread. The silence was unnerving, broken only by the creaking of the building as it settled into its decay. It was the silence of 1,000 unanswered screams, 1,000 untold stories, the silence of the forgotten. Even the bravest soul would think twice before venturing into the heart of St. Mercy's, for it was a place where fear lingered like a shroud, where the past refused to die. Arjun had always been drawn to the darkness, to the mysteries hidden beneath the surface of the ordinary. As an urban explorer, he found beauty in decay, a thrill in uncovering the secrets that forgotten places held. St. Mercy's, with its grim history and desolate grandeur, was an irresistible challenge. Armed with his camera and a knapsack filled with essentials, Arjun slipped through a gap in the chain-link fence surrounding the hospital grounds. He felt a shiver run down his spine as he stepped onto the overgrown path, a sense of foreboding settling over him. But he pushed on, his curiosity outweighing his fear. He had heard the whispers, the local legends of St. Mercy's being haunted, of patients who had checked in but never checked out. But Arjun scoffed at such tales, dismissing them as the ramblings of superstitious minds. He believed in what he could see, what he could touch, and right now, all he saw was a treasure trove of forgotten stories waiting to be unearthed. As he approached the main entrance, the door creaked open as if inviting him in. A cold gust of wind swept past him, carrying with it the faint scent of formaldehyde and something else, something unsettling that he couldn't quite place. Arjun took a deep breath and stepped inside, the door slamming shut behind him with a resounding boom. The air inside St. Mercy's was thick with dust and the weight of forgotten memories. Arjun wandered through the deserted corridors, his footsteps echoing in the eerie silence. He passed by rooms stripped bare, their beds cold and empty. Medical charts scattered on the floor like fallen leaves. He stumbled upon a room on the second floor, different from the others. The door was locked, a heavy padlock securing it. Intrigued, Arjun worked on the lock with his multi-tool, his heart pounding with anticipation. Inside he found a room untouched by time. A pristine white bed stood against one wall, a bedside table beside it. On the table lay a leather-bound diary, its pages yellowed with age. A name was etched on the cover in elegant script, Dr. Vikram Kapoor. Arjun reached for the diary, his fingers brushing against its worn surface. He could almost feel the weight of the secrets it held. The diary's pages crackled as Arjun opened it, releasing a musty odor. The entries were written in a neat, precise hand, each word imbued with a chilling detachment. Dr. Kapoor's words painted a horrifying picture of the hospital's past, of unethical experiments conducted under the guise of medical research. One entry, dated July 13, 1985, sent a shiver down Arjun's spine. The new serum shows promise, Dr. Kapoor had written. Patient Zero exhibits remarkable regenerative abilities, though the side effects are unsettling. Arjun flipped through the pages, each entry more disturbing than the last. Dr. Kapoor's words spoke of patients exhibiting strange powers, of unexplained phenomena occurring within the hospital walls. He described a darkness that seemed to permeate the very foundations of St. Mercy's, a malevolent force that fed on the suffering of the patients. Arjun's initial skepticism gave way to a growing unease. Could there be some truth to the local legends? Was St. Mercy's truly cursed? Section 5. Shadows of Doubt. Arjun continued to explore the hospital, the diary's words echoing in his mind. He couldn't shake off the feeling that he was being watched, followed. Shadows seemed to dance at the edge of his vision, and the air grew heavy with an almost tangible sense of dread. He started hearing things too, faint whispers that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves, disembodied footsteps echoing down empty corridors. One entry in the diary mentioned a patient, a young woman, who had been subjected to particularly gruesome experiments. She had developed an uncanny ability to predict the future, her visions often laced with terrifying premonitions. Arjun read on, his blood running cold as he realized the woman's visions always seemed to end with the same chilling image, a shadowy figure, its eyes glowing with a malevolent light. He tried to dismiss it as his imagination playing tricks on him, the result of reading too much into an old diary. But deep down, a seed of doubt had been planted. What if the diary was more than just a collection of ramblings? What if Dr. Kapoor's words held a terrifying truth? The hospital seemed to press in on Arjun, the corridors twisting and turning, leading him further and further into its depths. He felt a growing sense of panic rising within him, a primal urge to escape the suffocating darkness of St. Mercy's. But the more he tried to find his way out, the more lost he became. The diary's words continued to haunt him. "The hospital is a living entity," Dr. Kapoor had written. "It feeds on pain, on fear, and it always claims what it wants." Arjun could almost feel the hospital's presence now, a palpable darkness that seemed to seep from its very walls. He thought he saw figures lurking at the edge of his vision, heard whispers calling his name. The line between reality and nightmare blurred. Was he losing his mind, or was the hospital's darkness seeping into his sanity? Arjun found himself drawn back to the room where he had found the diary, as if guided by an unseen hand. The diary lay open on the bedside table, its pages illuminated by a faint, ethereal glow. He reached for it, his fingers trembling, and read the final entry. "I have seen the truth," Dr. Kapoor had written in a shaky hand. "This place. It is a prison, a trap for souls, and I fear I am doomed to be its eternal captive." The words were smeared, as if written in haste with trembling hands, ending abruptly mid-sentence. Panic surged through Arjun. He had to get out, escape the suffocating grip of St. Mercy's. But as he turned to leave, he realized with a growing sense of horror that the room had no door. The walls were bare, unbroken surfaces, trapping him within. The air grew cold, and a chilling presence filled the room. Arjun turned, his blood turning to ice as he came face to face with a shadowy figure. Its eyes glowed with an eerie light, and a malevolent grin stretched across its face. It was the figure from the diary, the woman who could see the future, her form twisted and corrupted by the hospital's darkness. She reached out, her touch sending a jolt of fear through Arjun's body. "You cannot escape," she whispered, her voice a hollow echo. "St. Mercy's always claims its due." Arjun tried to scream, to break free from her grasp, but his voice died in his throat. He was trapped, another victim of St. Mercy's, destined to join the ranks of the forgotten souls who haunted its halls. The old hospital still stands, a brooding presence overlooking the town. Locals whisper tales of the urban explorer who vanished within its walls, another victim claimed by the hospital's darkness. But St. Mercy's hunger is never sated. It waits patiently, biding its time for its next victim to wander through its doors, drawn by curiosity or a thirst for the unknown. And in the silence of the night, if you listen closely, you can almost hear the whispers, the echoes of forgotten screams, and the soft rustling of pages as the diary awaits its next reader. St. Mercy's never truly forgets, and it's always watching, waiting to claim another soul.